it's 1:14:19, and we're 6:30 p.m. And then what I want on this tag is I want you to put columns here and put first, last, email, phone, and major, and then put WS for work study. Anybody work study here? Okay, so work study, yes, no. Okay, and then make yourself number one, and then and pass it to Simon, and then go through the list. Okay, that'll be the first thing you can do.
Did it stop? Because it stopped. Do you see how it's like turning and then it like stopped turning?
I don't know, but like it says live, but the
It
time
says
is like
live?
0, 0.
Shit.
Right, it's bright here. I mean, it'll be.
Do you think it's going?
No. Or actually, I think like,
Because before the thing, they had like, it was like a spinning wheel.
oh.
No, I don't know what this.
Okay, look, yeah, it's going.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
I know I had one of those tools and then nothing that showed up. That's weird. Yeah, it's required.
So you want to make sure, you want to make sure it's the camera. Now where are you shooting from? So where is this going?
It's like the screen.
Okay, the screen, good.
Is that like close enough?
Yeah, I think so. You can do it. We get the screen and we don't need the door, right?
Yeah.
Right, so we just need in terms of this, so we can, and it's locked.
Should we zoom in a little bit more because you can't really read it?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Does it work?
It
You want to watch out what you're saying?
it works, but then
Yeah, it just goes back.
yeah, I don't know if
I don't know.
something is touching the screen or something. But,
Just kidding.
I mean, I think you can read it.
Yeah, I think it's better.
kinda. I mean, at least the board you can read. Whoa.
I know it's inside. Just so you know, make sure that you know that it's mine. Okay? Forget.
We love.
Okay. And the other thing is, seats
Yeah,
left?
right.
Well, maybe next time we meet, we may use. Okay, so I'm gonna try to record, I'm Dr. Sarah Rushanek. I'm a professor of business technology here at the university. I'm involved in a lot of research and basically looking at new technologies, how we use it. So what I'm using, I have 2 classes like this. I have it on Monday night from 6:30 on, and then I have it on Wednesday night also from 6:39 in the same classroom. Sometimes we'll go other places in the university or other places to do class, but for this week we're here. So I'm trying out new technologies. I was telling people in the class here, I'm going to try to look at video conferencing, collaboration tools. I'm going to be using it and you're going to be using it, and when I'm going to be testing out these technologies, you're going to join with me and test it out as well. So the main thing that you want to make sure is that we'll learn how to document our problems, because I rest assured we're always going to have issues trying out this new technology. So I'm going, if you see here, I'm going to be recording this class, and when I'm going to record this class, you can see here it says 114, Monday 6:30 p.m. BTE 210. That's right, this class, right? Intro to Info Systems Collaboration and Central. So at this point, I'm going to start my collaboration, and I want to share also my screen, and we'll see how it works out. Now you can see me, you can see the board here, and what I'll do sometimes is I'll have myself and the board, and other times I will share my screen, what I'm doing on the screen. So that way you can go over it and back. What else we'll do is we'll invite other people to participate from around the world, and also ourselves. In the beginning, what we'll try to do is I'm going to start the broadcast, and I'm starting, and in this case, once I'm going, at this point I'm going to close here. I don't want McAfee to bother me right now. And notice you see here, right here. Right here, there's 2 different links. You see this link right here? What is your name?
Ryan.
What?
Ryan.
Brian or Ryan?
Ryan with an R.
With an R.
Yeah.
So you see this link? So this link, basically when you get this link, you can join then this class as a viewer. So you can see it live, plus it's going to be archived. When I also have, in this case, I also have another URL which is up above here, and this in the way that we can have participants, and then we'll have everyone's faces, up to 10 people participate. So we can get guest speakers to come in from throughout the world to participate. Also, what we can get is sometimes when one of you may not be able, you have a trip or something, you can basically participate live. And what we'll do, I'll end the class early today, but if I have some volunteers to be participants, we can start that in trying to see what are the issues and what are the problems. Yes?
Will the camera ever be reversed? Like, will we have to read off the board because BTE 210 is like, it's all backwards?
No, you won't.
Okay.
You won't have to worry about that. Once you see it, it'll be the right way. You won't have to learn mirroring reading, but you can do another mirror on top of that and read it. But it's a good point that we can see it. Once it's recorded, and then we can do that, is we can see it reverses once it is, and give me feedback if it isn't. Perfect. What is your name?
Ryan, I know you just.
Ryan, another Ryan. Ryan with an R, right? Ryan 2, R squared. Okay, so that must have been a popular name to have. So right now what I want to do is I want to share my screen. Let's see if I did. See this? see her where it says screen share? I'm gonna share, in this case, I'm gonna share my entire screen, and I'm gonna minimize this, and now I'm sharing my screen, whatever I'm doing. Questions? So, where's the roll? Is the roll going around? Excuse me? Does she have the roll? Do you have the roll?
Yeah.
So let's pass it once you fill it out, okay? Because we have a full house today. Okay? So what we'll be talking about is, we'll be talking about an introduction to information systems. I'll call it IS for information systems. We'll be talking about new trends. We'll be talking about digital transformation. We'll be doing introductions to the class. I'll do introduction to my intros to the class. And of course, don't you love the first day? Everyone's prepared, right? So what we'll do is also I'll go over the requirements to the class. And what I look at is this way. I'm going to be here. You don't have to be here. So you're going to make the choice. I'm not going to make the choice whether I have this class, but you get a choice to be here. So you can see, is this really what a class is? Because think about it. 6:30 at night Monday, who would like to do other things, right? There may be other things on your mind that you would like to do. So this way, you have to do it. Go 6:30 to what? Anybody know what the last?
9:05.
9:05. Long time. So one of the things is we'll break it up in this class. You'll see how it is. Today, hopefully, we'll finish early because it's the first day. Okay? But we'll go through the requirements as well. Any questions up to now? You'll hold it for a minute till I go over some things. Okay? So I know that in this case, let's see this. I have, anybody here has heard about something called Steemit.com? Anyone? Okay, Steemit is a site where you can do blogging, and it's based on something called blockchain. Who's ever heard of blockchain before? Wow. In the back there, what is your name?
Mike.
Mike? What have you heard about blockchain?
It's like a technology of coding algorithms that like cryptocurrency is based off another.
Okay, so Bitcoin is based off of it. Okay, blockchain, who else can tell me? Who else knows anything about it? Okay, so what basically a blockchain, everybody knows, think about it as a database. Anybody know where data is? And what it is each record then is linked to the other record. And what we do in a blockchain is we have, basically it replicates itself down the chain. Sometimes we call it LinkedIn. And what it is it's a new technology that a lot of applications are thinking to use blockchain technology to take away the middleman. Who's going to be in real estate finance? Anyone who are my finance majors? Raise your hand. Okay, that's a big major, right? Finance in fintech. Anybody hear about fintech? Basically, finance is going to be changed completely in terms of using algorithmic trading, wealth management, and we have anybody here like robo trading, things like that. Part of this is based on, you can think about blockchain. Anybody in health management, in terms of like health records? Think about if you want to go to, you're in Miami and you want to go to Europe and all of a sudden you get sick. What happens to your health record, son?
Well, it's difficult for them to send it.
They have to send it. So if you have your health record on a blockchain, basically you own the record and basically it goes with you safely secure. Anybody go to ever eat at
Stone?
Stone, like, good, strong name your parents called it, Stone, right? Like, there's also Evan means stone in other language. So Stone, tell me then, what's the problem with Chipotle in the past? Have you ever heard about, they had some bad news?
The E. coli?
The E. coli, not too good when you wanna go to a restaurant, right? E. coli wouldn't be my best, right? So what do we wanna do, is we wanna look along the blockchain to what? Find the source. So like food tracking, supply chain, if there's a problem, we can go down the chain to find the source. So that is in terms of blockchain. So this Steemit website, these folks developed this on a blockchain technology, and they give tokens. Just like cryptocurrency, just like Bitcoin, they give tokens. So why am I telling you this? I have a site here on Steemit.com, and it's called the Psycho. Also, if you see the Psycho, and if you look on your phones, my phone number is that. So what is my phone number? Who can tell me what my cell number is? There's a keys to the Mercedes. What's my cell number? I said my cell number is the Psycho, so what is it? What would be translated to? What's the first digit of my cell? 8, right, very good. What else? 4, what else? 3, right? So it basically is, that's my phone number. So that's my cell is, so you think, so some of you may, after that, think about maybe switching classes, right? When you think that's my cell, okay? The Psycho, right? So anyways, you know, you can think about it. So one of the things we do is we're looking at some research to see in terms of search engine optimization, when people remember a number and it matches website and trying to be number one. We'll talk about it. But why am I telling you this? You see my first blog is what? In this case, what is your name? Katie. Katie, you extra credit, right? You came up with the first number. So if you look at, if you go to Steemit.com, the Psycho, always look at the class, your class time, and if you click into it, what do you think this is, Katie? You're on a roll. This is what? This should be, if I click on here, let's see if something works. So what is this?
The live stream.
It's the live stream. It's delayed, but this is the live stream. Very good. So you can see here that this is the live stream. If you go and if I click on it again, you'll see that this is the short link. Short link, you can put in your notes, short link means that you can view it. The long link means you can be a participant. So you're basically, you can come in and you can speak and you can be a participant. I'm giving you this heads up here to see how we're trying this out. And if you wanted to, you can see this. They are basically trying this out, this technology. It doesn't always work, but in this case, I'm trying this out. Okay, so you can see here the link. So some of you, maybe when you bring in some headphones or something, you can check to see, for instance, Ryan, is the live stream working? So if you have some other people that we need to bring in, we can see if the live stream is working. Because again, all of this is kind of new technology. And what I'm paying for this, how much do you think I'm paying? How much does it cost? Nothing, right? So free, you know, everything has a cost, but it's free. And you'll see along the way that I like free, okay? So these are technologies that we'll look at in terms of collaboration, and then later on, after I take a break, we'll have others, if you want to participate, we'll see how we'll leave the stream on and see if we can participate with live participants. And some of you that want to, if you put in headphones, you can even be a live participant tonight. And if you do want to say something and you want to be live, you can raise your hand and tell me you want to participate live. Okay? So that is this part. Any questions so far? Okay, and then we have courses.miami.edu. Everybody's familiar with that website? Yes? No? Stone, you're familiar with it? Good. So Stone, what's your major?
Finance?
Finance too, okay. So, in this case, I'm gonna log in with my Kane ID. And then here's my credentials, right? And then we'll talk about security in this class. Of course, we'll probably have the chief security officer, information security officer of the university come. And we'll grill that person, we'll grill her to see how they can make us more secure and what are the problems here. Okay, so what I like to do, this is a class. Other times you'll have classes where they say, don't bring your computers or don't use your computers. In this class, it's the opposite. In this class, I want you to bring your laptops. I don't want you to do other things, but what I do want you to do is I want you to bring laptops. If you don't have laptops, it's okay for tonight. You'll probably work with somebody that does have laptops tonight because we're going to do already an assignment. Okay? So we can share. One of the things about this class too is it's going to be collaborative. What does that mean? That during class and in some of the group projects, I'm going to encourage you to help each other. It's just the opposite of other classes. Keep to yourself, hide your answers, you're used to doing this. On the exams, it is not a group test. You will have to do the exams on your own. But for group projects, everybody will be expected to participate. So, what do you have on your Blackboard? Who has Blackboard here? It's registered. So what'd you get, Noah? What do you see? Do you see the class?
Yeah, it's on the house.
Do you have one class or two classes? You have two classes. What does one class say?
BT 210 KX,
Uh-huh.
and the other one says BT 210 audit.
And what is it above audit? What does it say?
Courses where you are a teaching assistant.
A teaching assistant. How many people are teaching assistants in here? It says. That's it. On your site? Right. What is your name?
Alex.
Alex, so you got promoted already to teaching assistant. So basically, we'll be looking at both sides. You should have two sites. If you don't have two sites, we'll work it out. So let's go. One is where you're a student, and one should say where you are a teaching assistant. We'll see the difference between teaching assistant and instructor. So let's go to where you are a student. So it should be, I don't want this one, this is my last semester, so we'll look at this one. Where I'm an instructor, it should say BTE KX, right? No, is that what it says?
Yep.
Okay, so let's go into it. Okay, and there's a couple of things we want to do. So first, let's go to the syllabus. Everybody wants to see the syllabus. We want to see the grades. So let's go to syllabus and let's see what happens. In the syllabus, there's two forms. One says BTE 114, right, 19, 2 p.m. It looks like the same thing. We'll talk about later on what's the differences. So in this case, I'll go to the second one. You can go to the first one. It doesn't matter. I'll open it up. And I'll see what? I'll see in this case, I see the course syllabus. This is it. This is myself, Dr. Sarah. See, you spell with an H or without?
Yeah, with an H.
With an H? Or?
Mhm.
Okay, good. So that way it differentiates us, okay?
Yeah.
So in this case, you'll see my office hours are when? Monday, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Why did I pick that time? Because it's after this class. My office hours, officially office hours, will be in here after class. Why do I do that? It's because when you have problems a lot of times and I'm having issues, it's now. We meet once a week. In another week, it's hard. I'd rather deal with the problems now. Or we can do it by appointment. The best way to contact me is through email, and then put in the subject line that it's BTE 210, that I don't think you're just spamming me with other nonsense, right? And I'll try to respond to you as quick as possible. So put in the subject line, what are the areas? We'll talk about how we're gonna do it, okay? Course materials required. Part of the time, we're gonna use a textbook. The textbook, this is the textbook, these are the links to you. I don't care how you get the textbook. My contention is, get it the cheapest that you can. Rent it, do anything that you want, but get it the cheapest you can. The outrageous prices of textbooks, that whole area needs to be disrupted, right? And I'll talk about my research in disrupting education. Because think about it, we need to be basically disrupting that just like we are with Uber and just like we are with Airbnb and others. So we'll need to do that. So this is the link to that. This will be talking about the internet, hardware, software. We're going to be talking about problem-solving skills in business application, big data analytics, automated system programming, IoT. What's IoT? And one of the things that we'll see here is we'll see that this whole area of technology is full of acronyms. And we won't be intimidated with it. And I don't care what major you are, what you're going to do in your life. If you decide to drop out, you try to go for an advanced degree, you try to go to law school, you try to do a number of things, we're going to be using technology. So what's IoT? Who raised their hand? Yes?
Internet of Things.
Yeah. And your name again?
Alex.
Alex. So it's an Alex and a Ryan that I have. So Alex, so I have Internet of Things. So give me an example, Alex.
Computer.
Okay, but when they think about Internet of Things, what are they talking about?
Like things connected to the internet. So like
Everything, so give me a thing that's connected to the internet. Give me an example.
phone,
What?
laptop, Tesla.
Okay, basically, a lot of times they were thinking about Internet of Things. It's usually not my computer per se, but it's other appliances. Who has Alexa? Anybody who has it, like in terms of Google, when we're using Siri, when we're using now, I just came back from CES. Anybody know what CES is? The Consumer Electronics Show. I just got in late last night. I was there for a week. They invite me also. I do a number of reviews for products and also work with a number of companies, so they invite me as press. So I go in on Sunday and see kind of some of that stuff, that crazy stuff that you see on TV, like with all the reporters there to some of these things. And what I saw there was full of Internet of Things, from your kitchen to basically that I'm gonna have everything's smart. I'm gonna have a smart refrigerator, I have a smart toilet, I have a smart shower, I have a smart washing machine, to the idea, which was huge there, was the autonomous vehicles. Right, so the area of autonomous vehicles, and they're all based on what? Algorithms, on basically seeing vision. So anything that we're involved in, you think about healthcare, then I'm going to be attached to everything. My home will then be monitored. I can have my home then monitored. I can have my brain monitored with sleep. I'm going to have smart sleep. My mattress is going to talk to me, right? I'm going to be wearing bands. I'm going to do meditation. Everything that you can think around your life is going to be changed. I'm going to have smart light bulbs. Look above you. I'm going to have smart lights, right, that will be able to do it. Anybody have Nest? Things like that you have? I have my garage, even think about Ring, right, on my doorbells, but it can be smart. So I can have that. So, okay, now it seems like somebody's participating, and I need them to shut off. You see that? I need them to shut off their recording. You hear it? So hopefully they're hearing me. Right. You see this? There's another one. I'm going to tell them they have to shut down. So either we can mute them or something, that we need to shut their voice. so we can see here, someone is viewing us from above. So this is the IT security. I have business. 150 is a course requirement, and you can see here all the types of topics that we'll be talking about. You can see here we'll be talking about databases, we'll be talking about information security, the cloud. What's the cloud? Anybody know what a cloud is? You hear about things residing in the cloud. Who can tell me? What's a cloud? What is your name?
Matthew,
Matthew. Have you ever heard about the cloud?
isn't it just like a database?
Well, things can be stored in databases. What's the biggest who is the biggest vendor for cloud computing? What, who's that?
Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon, right? It's called AWS, right? You can Google it. One of the things that I'll ask you to do is basically you'll be taking your computer and I'll be telling you go ahead and Google it. And what do you see when you see AWS? Go ahead and Google AWS. What do you see? Amazon Web Services, and what is it? It's basically to host all your data. And what is the most profitable division of Amazon? You think we all buy stuff from Amazon, right? Whole Foods, who shops in Whole Foods? Whole Foods now is Amazon, right? So the whole idea is they're doing data analytics, they use it themselves, and now they're hosting all other companies from the smallest to the largest in doing computing and doing data analytics and housing databases. So we'll look at that as well. Okay, mobile understanding, data analysis, statistical inferences. You can see here mobile websites, Blackboard websites. Who's created websites before here? Raise your hand. So we've had quite a few, okay? So we'll be doing it for our courses as well. Important policies. This is your policies. I think this is on all your course syllabuses, right? So I don't need to go over it. You can read these about them arriving late, early, coming and going. I don't want this to be a train station. That's the way that they're trying to call. Arriving late has an impact on your grades. Grade band policies. Everybody familiar with that? Basically, the School of Business has grade band. Peer review is expected. Exam policy. Oh, let me tell you a note here. Put in your notes right now and look it up. When is the final exam scheduled for this class? Who can tell me when the final exam is scheduled for this class? The final exam scheduled for this class. Help them out, Ryan. Ryan, you got a neighbor here that is not quite sure. Final exam, when is it scheduled? Anybody find it? Usually it's on Blackboard, isn't it, or somewhere? Who found it? For this section, word K what? KX? Did you find it? Final exam. Who found it? Let's work here.
It's not posted.
It's not posted? Class, final exam schedule's not posted? I can't believe it. It must be. Huh?
Oh, wait, I can see.
Somebody sees it? So let me point out, we'll see it if we don't see it in a couple of weeks. Note when your final exam is. What I had last semester, I had a couple of students that their parents made plane reservations to China, they made plane reservations to come home, and we had our final exam the last day of finals, and they had to reschedule. So what I just suggest now is you find that out when it is and let your parents know if there's anything they're arranging or your return trip, you will know that your final exam will be at the date that it's set. Okay, participation in class. In my class, I expect, and let me emphasize again, I expect that everyone knows how to read. And if you don't, I won't be insulted, but you can, slip out of the class. You know how to read and that you do your assignments. You may not have it done 100%, you may have problems, but you've documented your problems. If you do not do that, you don't belong in my class. Everybody understand what I said? I expect you to know how to read the assignments beforehand. If you miss class, what can you do? One of the things is that you'll be assigned, we'll be able to have everybody's information, everybody's phone number, we'll have it, and it's your responsibility to know what's happened in the class. The third thing is I expect you to document your problems that you have. So if it's a homework assignment and you get stuck, or we're trying out new software or new hardware, you need to document the problems. I don't require you to fix it, because guess what? When I'm around here and all of a sudden it goes down, basically our way, and it's not live, right? I need to document what was the issue. Was it the issue of my phone? Was it the issue of the network? Was it an issue that we didn't have internet access? Was it an issue with YouTube? Was it an issue with Samsung? But we need to know how to document. Yes.
The exam's on May 6th.
Okay, beautiful. What is your name?
Anna.
Anna, extra credit. Okay, even though it says Anna, May 6th at what time?
5 p.m.
5 p.m. Everybody jot it down. May 6th. What day of the week is it? Do we know?
It's a Monday.
Monday. May 6th at 5 p.m. So it'll be from 5 to 7:30 p.m. Also, there are some students that take their exams at the disabilities office or another testing center that need more time. Since we are at that 5 o'clock and we're in the evening classes, we'll have enough time to do the exams. And those students, you can let me know, but those students privately, those students that have disabilities or anything like that, can take it in this class since we have a longer period of time to take it. Okay? General behavior. One of the things that I'll ask you to do, if you need to speak to I'm on mic and I lose my voice every day. Anytime I get any type of cold, I lose my voice. So I'm going to ask you, if you must speak to your neighbor, is text them or something like that. Just don't talk, because it's going to be hard for me to talk over you. Okay? So that's the way I do. So general behavior, of course, is respect, and I don't have to go through that. Collaboration on graded assignments. Disabilities we talked about. Technology we're going to be talking about. We're going to be doing automated trading systems. I'm going to show you what are the programming languages behind a number of these automated trading systems. We'll be having some demonstrations with augmented reality. And this is what you're all kind of looking at. These are where you get your grades. You're going to have 2 exams here. The first exam, we'll go over that. That'll be before spring break. The second exam will be, thanks to Anna, will be on May 6th at 5 p.m. in this room. We're going to have group projects, and we're going to have assignments and class participation. Okay? Every week, there's going to be an assignment, I assure you, and we'll be working on group projects probably every week, and a lot of times we'll be doing revisions to our group projects. Yes?
Is exam 2 the final exam?
The exam 2 is the final
Okay.
exam. Exam 2, usually what I do is I'll do it mostly on the second part of the material. Because it's kind of like cumulative. Once you learn the beginning concepts and so forth, I'd rather do it. And in the second part of the semester, we'll be dedicated, Sarah, to our projects a lot. So I'd rather you spend more time on the projects than starting for, the entire semester, just do a second exam. Yes, very good question. Okay? This I'm saying is a tentative class schedule because it depends on how we do as a group. I'd love to spend the whole day with you, and I don't have the whole day to spend with you, right? And I'd like you to work on a lot of different parts, so you'll do that. So you can see that this is tentative. So for instance, on week 2, what's the problem with next week? Next Monday, anybody know? What? Martin Luther King holiday. I'm gonna give an assignment today, and I'll probably give you 2 assignments due, because we're not gonna meet, I hate to tell you, but we're not gonna meet till the following week. You know what I mean? So it may change, but up to now, what it is, you'll see here, I'm getting started. I'll give you some team exercises already tonight. And these are the readings, most likely you'll do. This is from the textbook. It's chapter 1. And put in your notes here, when you see TG, that means tech guide. So put in your notes there, TG means tech guide. It's part of the book. It's the tech guide that's going to be talking about it. Tech guide 2 talks about, tech guide 1 will be talking about a hardware, Internet of Things. Tech guide 2 will be talking, I'm going to be giving you additional readings. And you'll see in week 3 we'll start talking about blockchain and cryptocurrencies. I'm invited this Thursday. There's the North American Bitcoin Conference. Anybody know about that? It's this Thursday and Friday. So I'll be at that. At Bitcoin, I've been invited to that. The very first one they had here was on Bitcoin. What was Bitcoin originally used by? By whom? What type of population originally used Bitcoin? What's your name?
Ascend. Contraband.
Contraband, like what? Drug dealers, right? All the underworld, right? And one of the first ones I went to the Bitcoin conference is, it was very crowded, there was a lot of enthusiasm, and there were these guys with white shirts, black ties, and crew cuts, and nicely dressed, and with suits. And I kind of looked, they didn't fit into the crowd. Who do you think they were? Yeah.
Government?
Yeah, it's the government. It was looked like the FBI, cops, and so forth, doing it. At the end of that conference, the next day, they arrested the keynote speaker, going from LaGuardia because of the same things of doing underworld kind of things. So, anyways, interesting kind of thing. So that was the blockchain. So I'm going there. So I won't be arrested, I don't think, right? But if I don't come back, just kidding. If I don't come back the following week, maybe somebody kidnapped me. Okay, so week 4, then you see here digital. Week 5, security, databases, blockchain databases. You can see here. I'll do a review, Sarah, when you're asking about the exam. For the first exam, I'll do a review for the exam the week before, so there won't be any questions. How will the exam, and can I ask a question to you that I get a lot of times? What's the exam going to be like? The exam will be 2 parts. One from the textbook, part of it, and the second part from our readings that I do in our class discussions and our additional readings. Because when I think about a textbook, it's the basics, but then we got to really fill it in, because guess what? This technology is changing so fast that I want to show you what are the new trends and what's happening now. So we'll have to go in more depth than what is in the textbook. So there'll be 2 parts. The first part will be kind of multiple choice, fill in the blank. The second part's on the new technologies, what we cover will be essay-driven, open-ended. There won't be any surprises, Sarah, to the test. You'll know basically what, it won't be, where did that come from left field? But there's no guarantee. If you study, you should do well. If you don't study, guess what? Probably you won't do well, I can predict that, right? We'll talk about ethics, right? And then we'll have the exam. My exam right now is scheduled on the 4th. I don't want it after spring break, because who can remember what happens after spring break, right? I was just in Las Vegas, and I could see what happens there. Okay, so anyways, we'll have the spring break. Then after that, we'll do, and some of this will go from really the beginning, like FinTech and business intelligence. We'll start FinTech a lot earlier. Automated trading systems, we'll start that probably a lot earlier in the semester. You can see here cloud computing, artificial intelligence. AI was in everywhere that you could look at in CES. Anywhere that you can look at, any IoT, any car, everybody was saying AI. Later on it will be, AI is so embedded there won't be any need to say that. We'll talk about really what that is. Machine and deep learning, we'll talk about how computers will learn. We'll talk about responsive web design and SEO. What's SEO? It's another acronym. Put it in your list. What is it, Anna? What is it?
Search engine optimization.
Search engine optimization. Have you ever worked with that, Anna?
Yes.
And what have you done?
Like through WordPress.
Oh, WordPress, okay. So we'll talk about search engine optimization because if we want people to find us, we'll talk about acquiring information systems. And the last week of class, we'll be doing group presentations. So that last time we'll be meeting, you will be graded. I'll be giving you feedback on your group presentations. You'll be developing something, and we'll be doing a final exam review. And hopefully on the reading day, you know how you have like 1 or 2 days of reading days? I'll use that reading day to give us a review. So hopefully I'll open up this classroom, this classroom, so we can do a review for the final exam. And then we now know it's May 6th. Okay, from 5 to 7:30 p.m. Okay, we haven't even started, right? And so one of the things you may want to do is, we'll see, today I'm going to go all the way through just not to take a break. Those of you that brought food and so forth, you may want to do it. Give me feedback afterwards whether we want to have a break, how long we want to have a break in between. The only problem with breaks, and I'll tell you it is, it's almost like me running. When I would stop in the middle of a run, I don't feel like continuing to run. So that's the only thing. But we'll see how we do. We'll see what we do. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll have the last part of the class to work on our group projects and our group homework. So that way I can give individualized attention. We also have the lab reserved for us too. So when we go through, for instance, automated trading systems and so forth, we'll be able to try it in the lab and we'll kind of play around with it. We'll have guest speakers come, experts come locally, also experts that will come. Any questions on just the course syllabus and how it's covered? Yes, no? We're okay? Okay. Moving right along. And if you're not having fun now, well, maybe this is not the class for you. Okay, so once I have this, let me just do a couple of things here for housekeeping. Is go with me back to the BTE 210KX. Everybody there? If you're not there, look with your neighbor. And then look at web links. Everybody there in web links? Everybody there? Yes? Okay, there's a couple of things here on web links that we're going to be doing. The first one is, this is your book, the resources that you can go to. So let me open this up in a new window. Let's see what that is. So this is the book, Introduction to Information Systems. These are the book rentals. And what I suggest is you don't have to buy it here. Look around in other areas, right? That you can find. What's my motto? Get the cheapest. It's the same thing. So whatever you can do, you can see here on Introduction to Information Systems. Okay, that's the first one. The other one, there's a lot of things that we'll do. You see all these links? We'll be using a lot of these links. I'll tell you about it. But go to the very end, and I'll just talk about a couple of things here. The last link here, you see this New York Times and Wall Street Journal, digital. Let's open up this in the new window. You got that? Everybody open that up? What I want you to do, require you as class to do, is sign up, subscribe, if you're not subscribed already, to the New York Times to get it free. You know how when you go to some of these New York Times, after 10 times or something, they start charging you? Take advantage of it. What do I love? Free. You'll see that, right? You get it, you pay plenty of money at UN. We might as well get something free out of them, right? So we get the New York Times and we get the Wall Street Journal online. Why do I want you to subscribe to it? Not only to know what's happening in the world, sometimes I get depressed, right, to see what's happening, but what I'd like to see is in the technology sections of the New York Times and the Wall Street. Because if they're starting to talk about it, right, we know that they're going to be trends. So one of the things that I'll be asking you is on a weekly basis is to check that out and find articles that you think would be of interest to the class, and then we can post the links and we can talk about it too. And as a class, what I'm thinking about, we gotta disrupt education, is we have to learn how to collaborate better, right? Rather than being you there static, right, listening to me, it has to be more participatory, and that's what we're gonna try to do. But in the first class here, I'm going to do this. So here, everybody understand this? So for next, put this in your notes then. For next class then, I want you to look at the New York Times. Well, subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. All of you are qualified. And then find, in this case, find an article that you find of interest in technology. And we can go over it and then we can post it. Now, what's the problem here is, can you post on my website, on this Blackboard? Do you have permission, Stone, to post on my Blackboard, on my website? No. That's an issue, right? So if I want you to participate, the way the Blackboard is set up is it's hard for you to participate. A lot of times you can submit something via closed system, but we can't. So we got to find a way, Stone, together for you to be able to participate. Okay, so everybody familiar with that? That's one. The second one is, you see here, Women in Technology Summit Series. Let's open up that in a new window. And on January 30th, there's a Women in Technology Summit Series. And basically, I am in charge of doing the keynote for this. And if you're interested in going to this, I know a lot of you have class, but it's January the 30th. If you're interested in going, let me know. And I was able to have some of my students come in as guests. Also, if you're interested in basically in helping in registration, you're looking for students for a paid position that day too. So you can see here we have Maytel Stavinsky, who's a partner in Holland and Knight. She's an attorney that represents a lot of high-tech companies. She represented a company called Mobileye. Anybody ever hear of them? Mobile, go ahead and Google them. Mobileye. What do we get from them? Collision avoidance. Anybody have them in cars, right? They'll tell you they're in collision avoidance. Plus, in Mobileye, they're collision avoidance, and they are also in autonomous vehicles. They developed the chips that will sense whether there's vision to be able to do vision. This started out with 2 professors and one electrical engineer. He happens to be my brother-in-law, and he developed the fastest chip in the world of a DSP chip, and after he left Motorola, he asked us whether he should go to this startup. And we said, yeah, take a break. And let me tell you what great advice I can give as a professor. He came to us after a number of years and said, you know, somebody wants to buy us out for $1 billion. So what do you think my response was? You can guess. I said, take the money and run, right? And he said, oh, I don't know. Goldman Sachs says we can get more than $1 billion. And I said, you're crazy. Take the money and run. And then he comes back after a couple of months and he says, you know, somebody wants to offer us $5 billion. And I goes, you for sure take the money and run. And then there was another $10 billion offer, and then Intel bought them for $16 billion. It was the largest exit in Israel. So look at me, I'm saying take it at $1 billion. I don't my finance majors, right? You don't want to rely on me, I'm just so conservative, right? And I love free, right? And I'm saying, so anyways, so now they're part of Intel. And I just saw them also at CES show, and I saw my brother-in-law's new, that he developed his new chip that will be the autonomous chip to be able to drive autonomously there. So you see there where it says an Intel company? An Intel company, $16 billion. So not bad when you're doing a startup. 2 professors, you know, computer science and basically vision and developing. So when you think of IoT, that's an example of IoT, my car now. And then what do you have to worry about is the security, right? Who can hack you? Is that somebody can be able to get into your car if it's autonomous, right? And be able, in this case, to do some damage. So this is that we're talking about security. So those are 2 of the ways to do that. So the other way, and let me just see here what I can show you along with that is, along with what I'm doing in terms of, let's see here. I can screen record. Let me just do this. What is this here? New version. I want to cancel. I want to try this out. And in this case, if I try it out, I can record what I have on the screen and I can play it back. Webcam Max is one of those programs, and also I can use basically a program called MSN Recorder Max, where, let me just move this a bit. You see here, I record the full screen, and you see here it records in a folder called under videos, and I record, and basically I can record anything that I've done, right? So if I go back to Blackboard and I'm going through Blackboard, I can record whatever is done on the screen, and if I stop it, notice it says, do you want to upload the video clip to YouTube? So I can have it on my channel and I can upload that clip to YouTube. I'm going to say for right now, I'm going to say no, and if I wanted to play it back, right, I can play it back with the audio, right? Exactly what I did. So what is this good for then? Sometimes I don't know the difference. So what is this good for? This is a program that's called, the area is called screencasting. You can put it in your notes then. It's that type of software is called screencasting software. And what's the application for it? Screencasting software. screencasting software for?
Like recording something to show somebody else how to do it.
How to do it, what else? So showing you know how to do something, like we're gonna work on some new software, you know how to do it, you can upload that clip and then show somebody else, hey, you forgot to do these steps. What's another use for it? What is your name?
Yasmin.
Yasmin, what do you think another use for it is?
Um,
What did I say that you had to do for your homework? What did I say everything was? You have to know how to read, right? You have to do your homework, and what else did I say? You have to get 100% right? Yasmin? Did I say you have to do your homework 100%?
no.
What did I say?
Oh, look for errors.
Look for errors and what? And do what? Who can help her?
Document.
Document. So what do you think screencasting can be used for? Document the errors. Here I had trouble, right? Did everyone else have trouble with this? These are issues. Or if you want to give feedback to a company, right? We tried out your software and it wasn't so easy. This is where we got stuck. We can do screencasting programs. And then we can collaborate together. Where's the role? Everybody signed in. Who has not signed in? Okay? So in this case here, I asked here for numbering here, so we didn't number, so we'll go back and we'll do some numbering here. So basically, no, you wanted, so Ryan, do me a favor, number everybody here. And we'll see if we can see whether, not only can you read, but can you number? You know the sequence of numbers, and I know you can. Okay, so let's do this. So, one more thing. So let me go back. Noah said that he found the courses right in Blackboard, right? And it said that you were what? You were as a student and you were an instructor in a class. So everybody that has a computer, what I'd like you to do is go into VTE 210KX, audit KX. Now, what's under syllabus? What's under syllabus? What is your name right here? What is your name?
Trudy?
Trudy?
Yeah,
With a T, right?
yes.
Trudy. What do you see on your syllabus in yours?
Just on the regular,
Not on the regular
Oh, on audit?
Yeah, go to your audit. What do you see for syllabus?
I don't have that on my audit.
Do you have it as an instructor?
I have it as,
You're an instructor?
I have it as teaching assistant.
Yeah, teaching assistant.
Yeah, I don't have a syllabus tab on mine.
Okay, see if you can expand it.
Yeah, I can turn it on.
See if you can expand it. Try right up here to expand it.
Yeah, I did. I only have announcements, faculty info, discussion board, and my.
Okay. You don't have
I
syllabus?
have it.
Huh?
I have it.
You have it, okay. All right, do you have course documents? See if we can expand it right here. Right on the top here, see if you can expand it. Course documents, you have it?
Yeah.
Okay, under course documents, then go into course documents. What do you have?
Nothing.
Nothing. So let me just show you what I'm gonna do. I don't want anyone else to do, but let me just show you what I wanna do. I wanna build my content, and I want to go to content folder, and I'm gonna put in group, and I'm gonna be a group. I'm gonna be group 0, and then I'm gonna put in then Dr. Sarah Rushanik, my name. I'm gonna put in my email. You can use my Miami or you can use my Gmail, doesn't matter, they all go to the same place. So I'm gonna put in just my Gmail one. I'm gonna put drsrush@gmail.com. And then I'm gonna put in my phone number. One 964. And then, what do I need to submit? Sarah.
Sorry?
And then I want permit users to view the content, I say yes. Track number of users, I'll say yes. And then I want to submit, so I'll click submit. So if you do that, you'll see then group 0, you'll see enabled statistics, you'll see my name, my email, and my phone number. Okay? So, did you finish?
Yeah.
Very good. So how many students we have in the class?
38.
38, okay. So, what I want to do is I'm going to do real quick, there's a couple of things I want to do. I want to introduce myself formally, and then I want to have each of you introduce yourselves, and I'll tell you what I want. A short, real introduction is you can tell me your name, where you're from, basically your major, what work experience you have, and then we'll see basically based on everybody's work experience. Also, if you've had any computer experience, let me know that as well. Okay? So I'll introduce myself again formally. I'm Dr. Sarah Rushanek, and I'm a professor here at in business technology, also in health informatics, and I also am working with the medical school in what they call translational research. Any idea what that means? Translational research is basically helping the physicians and the scientists take their research from the bench and make it into products. Also, I work with a number of companies in consulting from startups in how they can improve versus also large companies like Intel and Sony and Panasonic in how they have to be more disruptive, and also working with automated trading systems and search engine optimization. Okay? So I'll start doing that. I do a lot of, my undergraduate is from Tel Aviv University, and I have my graduate degree from the University of Texas at Austin, and I've taught in a number of universities, including UCLA and USC, and also overseas as well, in the University of Maryland. So, let me start then. We'll start with Simon, if you can introduce yourself, and then we can go on to each person, and then after we finish the introductions, I'll give you the next assignment, where we will meet, in another couple of weeks, so we'll have an assignment in which to do it, and one of the assignments we'll talk about is screencasting and also collaboration. So even if you're not with the group, you'll learn how to collaborate virtually. Okay.
Hi, my name is Simon. I'm a sophomore majoring in health management and policy and finance from Connecticut, and I am the lead marketing strategist for a startup called Better Half.
Okay, and what is Better Half?
It's a sports betting company.
Okay, so maybe when you come back after our weeks, you can show. You mind showing it?
Sure, yeah.
We'll show it, and then we'll talk about some of the strategies. Great.
Hi, I'm Noah Smith. I'm majoring in finance and legal studies. I'm from Minnesota, and my work experiences, I worked for someone running for Congress this summer, doing mostly like social media marketing, and a couple other things for him.
Okay, did he win?
Yep.
Great, he won too. And so basically you can think about with social media marketing, what everybody wants now going out of school is, how many accounting majors do I have? Any? In accounting majors, they said, you know, what is an accounting major gonna do? They're gonna be like menial judge, but everybody now says, hey, social media, you can do a lot better than a lot of people in the company, so that's an area that we'll talk about as well. Wonderful, yes.
I'm Yasmin Mayer. I'm a freshman from New Jersey. I'm majoring in marketing and legal studies, and I started my own company, so I work for myself.
Okay, what's your company?
I make jewelry
Okay, and how are you promoting that jewelry?
on like my own website and Instagram.
Okay, so do you mind sharing that with us later on?
Sure.
Okay, so basically we can give her tips on it. So isn't that great? Really, you should be you know what I mean, and ways ways for promoting. You shouldn't be ashamed of it. You should be proud of it. And you never know, you can make some sales here. And if we're broadcasting, you never know. You can think about ways to broadcast to show how you're making the jewelry. We can think about different ideas. Wonderful.
I'm Jack. I'm a freshman from New Jersey also. Undecided in business school, and my work experience the past few years, I've interned at my dad's law firm.
Okay, in the law firm, okay, and that whole legal area, when you think about getting into AI and the legal work, and basically the idea of working globally, that you don't have to have a physical outfit in there, is wonderful. That whole area is gonna be, and we'll have a couple of attorneys as well come in about blockchain. That whole area in terms of getting a lot of these companies in blockchain and crypto, we'll have a number. I'll have guest speakers, some attorneys as well, yes.
I'm Nikki, I'm a freshman, I'm from New York, I'm a legal studies major, and I interned at a law school.
Okay, so I got a lot of lawyers in the first row. Okay, great, yes.
I'm Christina. I'm a sophomore studying finance from Miami. I guess most recently I worked at a clothing store.
Okay, great.
Hi, my name is Anna. I'm from Miami, sophomore, marketing major. And previously I've interned at marketing agencies, and I interned at Benihana last summer.
Okay, so with the internet marketing, basically we can even have you guys give a talk of what you find and bring that into being. Great.
Hi, my name is Katie, a sophomore from Atlanta. I'm a marketing and advertising major, and I do like freelance graphic design and marketing strategy.
Oh, beautiful. So if you can share with us, also that whole area of marketing is going to completely change, right? That whole digital marketing is amazing. So as a matter of fact, maybe, you saw the Women in Tech. I have a couple of people in digital marketing. I'll ask them to come in as guest speakers, and they can talk about how they're doing content and with ads and so forth. They can share. She was a former student of mine as well, and she said, I'll never get into technology, and she realizes now in marketing, it's all technology. Yes.
Hi, my name is Fran from China, and my major.
Folks, if you want to speak, what did I say? Text. Thank you.
I'm a sophomore, and my major is accounting, and I haven't got any work experience.
Okay, so basically when you think about accounting, remember we talked about blockchain? That idea is how you're going to make accounting for that. You're talking about Bitcoin, how are you going to do that in essence? Yes.
My name is Shelby. I'm a sophomore finance, and I came from Shanghai, China.
Okay.
And I started my high school student. My high school classmates with me started an online store.
Oh, online store.
Yeah, like it import some American music stars products back to China.
Okay, and you still working on that?
Yeah.
So that'd be wonderful to see it. I was just seeing now on a show in about Shenzhen, about all the manufacturing, how all the manufacturing is done in China, and they're like a global force. So that's wonderful. So we can have a global community here. Yes.
I'm Michelle, marketing major from New Jersey, and I interned at a social media marketing.
So it's basically social media marketing, and we can really, it'd be interesting to have one session, on just social media marketing, and you guys can think about who's in social media marketing. Donna, raise your hand. So basically, we can even think about it is getting groups here and talking about it and finding out areas in which you want to go more into depth with in terms of your project. Because what is your project going to talk about is basically trying to go into more in depth of what we know. So what I want you to do is take with you a portfolio that rather than another silly test that we have that you say I took a test, but rather to have you shine to be able to show what you've done in terms of something new and creative. Great.
Hi, I'm Shuling, accounting major, I'm a transfer student, and I come from China, and I also like social media marketing.
You've done social media marketing, and you want to study?
Yes.
Okay. Key, right?
I'm Ryan Russo. I'm from Connecticut. I'm a marketing major, and my current job is at an artisan gelato shop.
Okay, and what are you doing there?
I scoop gelato.
Oh, you should also, and how are you helping them with their marketing? They're just one store, or they're gonna be expanding? So you should help them, if you don't want to even help them, so the marketing. Ways. We can do, as a matter of fact, FIU has their entrepreneur kind of thing, and anybody ever been to Venture Cafe Miami? They meet on Thursday night. Think about attending. I love that place. It's go ahead and Google, it's called Venture Cafe Miami. And they have a lot of startups, and they have basically people trying, and they had an FIU, people starting up where they're gonna do like certain kinds of ice cream, and they gave everybody their free ice cream. And then, they have speakers, and it's really nice. Look at it, they'll have, you too can be proposed to speak in different rooms, and it's basically at the Life Sciences down in Miami, near Wynwood, and it's great. They give, I don't know if anybody, they have a free beer and wine, but I don't know if anybody's of age here, but anyway, they card you, but they have an open bar of like local beers from Miami, but it's very nice there, and check it out. I go there a lot of times on Thursdays. Yes.
Hi, I'm Allie. I'm a sophomore from Long Island, New York. My major is finance, and I've worked as a marketing intern for graphic design.
Graphic design, so kind of going to come. Yes.
My name is Matthew. I'm a sophomore majoring in finance and econ. I'm from Miami, and I'm a work study.
Okay.
Hey, my name is Alex. I'm from Massachusetts. I'm majoring in finance, computer science. My previous work experience, I've done some iOS programming at Babson College.
Okay, so stay with me, Alex, because what we can do, what I want you to do, you can take kind of the lead. We're going to do some algorithmic trading where the back end is in C#. So I'll look at it. And what machine do you have now that you're using? Okay, so one of the things is, the only thing to make it a virtual, but I'll just put it up here. It's called NinjaTrader.com. We'll go through it as well, but Alex, you go ahead and download. It runs on Windows, so you can make a virtual. I don't know if you have a Windows machine.
Yeah.
So download it, and you can even make a Windows machine and download version NT7 and NT8. And they have some demo strategies there. And what's nice, Alex, you can even think about it as a project here. We're going to do it in class, but it basically allows you to do back testing. It allows you we'll do future forecasting and so forth. So if you can get, for the next time we meet, we can talk about it. Okay? Yes. And stay with me afterwards.
My name is Mike Berg. I'm a finance major from Long Island, New York. Right now I'm helping with marketing for 5 Hour Energy, and I control their Instagram account and
Pardon? I didn't hear that last one.
Control their Instagram account, and I'm a campus ambassador.
A campus ambassador for whom?
5 Hour Energy.
Okay. And that's like a drink or what?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so maybe you can share with us what that is.
I'm Kristen. I'm from Dallas, and I'm majoring in accounting. And last summer I just worked at retail.
Okay.
My name is Nicole. I'm a senior. I'm from Miami. I'm a marketing major with a minor in PR, and in the past I've worked in marketing and PR.
Okay. Yeah.
My name is Michael. I'm from Michigan, and my major is management, and my current work experience is I work at Pure Vita.
You work in what?
Pure Vita on campus.
Oh.
I am Hassan. I'm from Algeria. I study finance, and this summer I'm going to work at Citibank for a trading desk.
Oh, great. Where? In New York? In Miami?
In New York.
In New York. Beautiful. Yeah.
I'm Cristian. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm a double major in business and study studio art.
And studio art. That's
yeah.
nice.
And I make custom sneakers.
Custom sneakers, and you sell them online or what?
Yeah.
Okay, so jewelry, custom, you can even have a combo here, maybe the sneakers with the jewelry. Okay, we'd like to see it. seriously and figure out how you're doing it, yes.
I'm Grant, I'm a freshman and a finance major from Denver, and I work at Car Wash.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Ryan, I'm a junior from Atlanta. My major is entrepreneurship and business technology. My previous work experience is, I spent one summer as a product specialist for Suncast, and another summer, my past 2 summers as a business solutions architect.
And what does that mean?
That's like,
What did you actually do?
okay, so I worked with Visio,
Okay.
and I did a lot of programming and coding for Cox Enterprises.
Okay, and what kind of program, in what?
And so I worked with C++, I worked with HTML, like with website design.
Okay, great. So also do the same thing. What is your first name again?
My first name is Adrian, but I go by Ryan.
You go by Ryan. Adrian, okay. You go by the second Ryan. So do the same thing, second Ryan, is go to ninjatrader.com and download the NinjaTrader 7 and 8 on a Windows platform, and we can look at it, because the back end is C#. Yes.
Oh wait, I might not be as much of a beast at coding as you think.
You don't have to
It's
be a
like real,
beast.
real, like,
Yeah, you don't have to be a beast, okay? So all of a sudden he's feeling, right, the pressure. Don't feel the pressure. But at least you've had some programming background where a lot of these folks haven't, so you can be kind of the role. Yes. Versus computer science, yes.
I'm Diana, I'm from Long Island, and I'm studying business analytics, and I work at the wellness center.
Okay, and what do you do there?
I work in the payroll office, so I like hire people.
Oh, hire, not fire, just hire?
Both.
Both, too, wow. Help, okay.
My name's Tommy, I'm from California, I'm a business management major, and I spent the last 2 summers working at a burger joint.
Okay. Did you eat the burgers? Were they good enough to eat?
I never ate them.
So I don't want you to market them. Okay, next.
Hi, my name is Paul, I'm a junior, I'm from New York, and my previous work experience is I worked in an insurance underwriting company this past summer.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Naomi. I'm a junior, though majoring in economics and math, from Jersey. My most recent job was valeting.
Ballet. Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Okay.
Very big cars.
Okay. Soon there'll be autonomous, right, vehicles for ballet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Trudy. I'm a freshman. I'm an international finance and marketing major. I'm from New Jersey, and
A lot of Jersey, huh? Yeah.
and my previous work experience was I served as like a digital marketing event planning intern last year, and then I also did information management for like a local bakery, like printing out the reports and like comparing them.
Okay, good.
I'm Carmen. I'm a sophomore from Spain, and my major is business analytics.
Okay, great.
I'm Sarah. I'm a freshman from Chicago. My major is finance, and I interned for my dad's real estate investment firm.
Okay, so that real estate is going to be changing to digital. Yeah.
My name is Stone, junior from Jersey, major is finance, and this summer I did an accounting internship here in Miami.
Okay.
I'm Turner, I'm from Texas.
Where in Texas?
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
And I worked for like somebody in Washington at one point. Yeah.
Pardon?
Somebody like in Washington.
You are? Are you?
No, I worked for somebody. That's
Oh.
where I worked.
Oh, okay.
Or like, kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, first line.
I'm Ryan. I'm majoring in finance, and I'm from Philadelphia. I shadowed at Royal Bank of Canada with a financial advisor.
Okay.
I'm Brandon. I'm from Chicago. I'm a sophomore. For job experience, I guess I started at a company, a business tech company in Lyon High School.
And is it still running?
No.
Okay.
I'm Sydney, I'm from New York, I'm a finance major. And the last couple of summers I just went for the day camp.
Okay.
I'm Katie, I'm from New Jersey, I'm a finance major, and last summer I had a finance internship, but now I'm a brand ambassador for HBO.
Okay, so they basically, and what are you supposed to be doing for this brand ambassador for HBO?
So it's like marketing, like I have to post on like social media and stuff like that.
Okay, so they want you for social media, that's it. And you're brand master too you're supposed to post as well?
Yeah.
So same kind of things. Notice how what they're doing is they're reaching out for people to post on social media, yes.
I'm Mike, I'm from Long Island, I'm a finance and economics major. Last summer I interned at HIG Capital, and last semester I interned at Raymond James.
Okay. All right, so we got a motley crew here. So it's interesting, so two things I want is maybe it'd be interesting, those people that were in social media marketing, maybe that have done like the sneakers and the jewelry, is that we can kind of think about it, someone's doing a real short presentation, next time we meet kind of, and you can put the links where we can go to it, get some feedback from you and basically what you're doing in social media. Okay, so let me tell you what the next assignment is. So we're not gonna meet for 2 weeks, which I'm disappointed, but we can be virtually maybe together. So what I want you to do is I want you to divide up in groups. Let's say 3 to a group. And then what I want you to do, let me just go into, I'm just gonna do it for myself here. You'll have for your group, and once you set up your group, you'll put each of your names plus your email plus your phone. And then for inside of that, what I want you to do is to put a folder. There'll be one content folder that you'll talk about screencasting. Software. And then I'm going to have my screencasting software. And another one is another folder which will be video conferencing, collaboration, software. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like each of you to evaluate a screencasting software program. I just showed you, for instance, one which was called MSN Recorder. If you go to my web links, let me go back to my regular Blackboard. If you go to our regular section, which is BTE Audit KX, and you go to I don't want the audit. I want my regular, if I go to regular BTE KX, and I go to web links. I have web links here. Yeah, web links here. And you see here comparison of screencasting software. This is just an example of some screencasting software, but you can find ones that you want to use. I want each person in your group, everybody listen, Stone, you listening? I want each person in your group to evaluate a screencasting software program. The way I want you to evaluate it is I want you to use it and make like a short video screencasting program with your voice describing the program with the pros and cons of it. And then add to it, you can add like a document, or you can add a point of talking about the pros and cons of that software. I'd like it to be, folks, if you want to talk, what did I say? Okay, so I don't need to say it again. Okay, so what I'd like you to do here is go ahead and review it, and you can even review it. Let me show you how you can submit. So if I go to the KX, let me go to KX, which is Blackboard, and I'm going to go to the Audit KX, which is right here, and then I'm gonna go to where course documents, I have my group number here. And if I have, for instance, my screencasting software, I can do on my screencasting software, I can upload an item or I can upload a file. If I upload an item, put in your notes here, I like uploading an item, and you can attach to it because you can put the name, and then in here you can talk about it. So you can put who it was, who evaluated it. So you can even put in here your name. So you can put your name here. And then you can put the pros. And then you can list the pros, and then you can list the cons of the software. I'd like you to find a screencasting program that is free. So why do I want free? Because then we can use it in the class. Also, you want to be able to know what file type it is. And you want to be able to know, does it do auto uploads to things like YouTube and other social media? And you want to be able to know, where does it store the files? Is it in the cloud? Can it be stored locally or both? And the beauty here is when you upload as an item, you can make the description there. So all I want is, I don't want a lot of writing, just go ahead and evaluate it. And basically like a little review that you evaluate. And this way, everyone then can see it. And everyone can share it, because what do we have? We all have rights to upload, to see it. In Blackboard, the problem is we don't have right. In my own Blackboard, right, our role is I'm instructor, you're student. What I want to flip it around in this class is you're basically have a lot to contribute as well, right? It's not just a one-to-one type of thing, but we're going to learn from each other. And like we saw, just like in the introductions, right, that you can learn from other students in the class that have done social media, other students in the class that may be selling some other ways in which, and try to be able to use a lot of the media here to help, you know? And then we can establish it with Instagram and some other types of media that we work with. That's assignment 1. I want you to work as a group, but I want everybody to understand, but I want each person to do a different program. So if everybody says, oh, I have QuickTime, I don't want 3 people in the group all to do QuickTime, but choose a different screencasting program. You can work together, but there should be at least, if there's 3 people in the group, there should be at least 3 different versions. Yes?
So is each group uploading one item?
Yeah, each group will, under that folder, under your folder, under your group folder, each person with the pros and cons. You can help each other, you can work together. That's number 1. Number 2 is collaboration software. In my collaboration software, video conferencing collaboration software, what I'd like you to do then is put then reviews of the items, then you can do that same content folder of review. In this case, for instance, I'm using Hangouts, Google Hangouts on air. That's what I'm using. And then I can do the same thing. I want to then do in the collaboration software that you choose, I want you as a group to try out the collaboration software. Because by yourself, not as useful, right? So I want you to go and find a collaboration software. There are many out there. One is Zoom. Anybody use Zoom before? Yeah, there's like Zoom. There's a number of ones that go ahead and do research and find a couple of them that you try out as a group, and you can do the pros and cons and do a short clip, you know, like a minute or two of a short clip of talking. You'll talk about it on the video, and you'll also then write about it as a short description. So you can even do it if you have a group of 3, you can even try to find 3 different collaboration softwares and kind of rate them of what you find is the best. Why are we doing it? Why do you think then we're doing it? Trudy, what's the purpose of that?
I think the purpose of trying them all out is kind of to see the new developments and how they kind of work in part and make one stand out over the other.
Right, and then basically to be able to use it for the rest of the semester. So when you're in a group, basically, there should be one is, if you're in a group this way, if you can't meet physically, that you can try it out and use it. 2, it's another way to do documentation. Who's been in the group before that not everybody put their fair share into it, right? You got one slacker that never came. Well, the way to document it is that we document, basically, I'd like you to use the collaboration software for every meeting that you do. And then later on, you know what I get? Is at the end when we do peer review, that person that usually never did anything, they rate themselves as they were just the greatest. You know, and most people and everybody in the group said, you know, they never came, they never did anything, they just stood in front and they read one slide, right? So this way, and they felt bad, you know, they're a friend of mine, they're this, but you have to learn how to what? To supervise, right? Who was my payroll supervisor that we had, right, that we needed to do? You have to learn how to basically supervise, and one of the ways you're going to do it is through documentation, right? Then here, everybody was in the group, this is what we contributed, right? And hey, you never even showed up in the group, right? So you have a way to do it. Plus, a positive way is that we really can get ideas from anyone, and we can even get experts from around the world to contribute to your project. Have them come in. Hey, we're doing a video conference. Do you mind joining us? And then when we find somebody great, then we can have them invite them to the class. You know, and join us during that 6:30 period, or we'll have them recorded. Yes?
For the screencasting assignment, are we just doing a review, or are we uploading the actual video?
You're going to upload the video. 2 parts. You're going to do the actual review and writing, and all the writing I want. You can even write the writings here on the item, you know, the pros and cons. We don't want to do it, but you're actually going to do it. That's the whole idea of this class. If you don't like doing it, this isn't the class for you. There's other sections where they do a lot of, you know, reading from the books or doing cases. My thing is we're going to eat our own dog food. We're going to get in there and try it out. And also use the strengths of everyone. You know, I have marketing people, I have computer science, I have basically accounting, and try to see the strengths of everyone that we have. You know, to build on it. What other questions? Anything else? So what I suggest we do, I'll let you know when the class is dismissed, but the first thing I want to do is I want everybody to get in groups of like 3, and we'll see who's left out. And then at least what we can do before the night is over, such a lovely night, but before this lovely night is over, is we can then set up the group. So somebody can be group 1, 2, 3, and then you can change them. So we'll have, everybody's should be, in this case, have everybody's names in the group, their email, and their phone. And the beauty there is that we have everybody available to us. So if you need to do it, if you want to change, and there'll be different groups with different ways to collaborate, that you can then basically set it up to be able to work with other groups. And then do the software, and then do the collaboration. And you can start even now, and then we know that we're going to meet in 2 weeks, that will be your homework, and we'll go through what people have found out. And then we have assignments then, how we'll do this, we can show your website or whatever you have to do, you can kind of talk about it with yours and those people. Let me know if you're into social media and you want to join me. It's kind of like, we can kind of like be the first group that wants to experiment even with my collaboration, that you can come to the class with just like some, with ear sets, you know, so we won't get feedback, and you can join as participants and we can see how it is as being participants. You don't even have to say anything, but we can see what's the limitation, and we can even evaluate Google Hangouts on air. Those of you that want to try that out, you're welcome to do that as well, because using Google Hangouts on air is one of your ways. So look at something that at least that you can get free for the time being, short times that you can see it, and you can talk about the pros and cons. We're already in there. Plus, I didn't tell you, I thought that was it, I forgot, is we're in the regular program. Go back, do me a favor, go back to your regular Blackboard. You didn't even do that. My regular Blackboard, which is BTEKX, go to assignments. What do you see under assignments? Nothing. So what do I have? Why do I have something and you don't?
Because you haven't opened up the quiz yet.
Because what? What role am I? Instructor. What role are you? Student. So we have limited roles. So let me open up for you quiz 1. So you will help me here. So I'm going to do what? I want to edit test options. Right? I have quiz 1. And in this case here, I want to open the test in a new window. I want to make it available to students. And right now, I have it, I'll do for the first ones, it says multiple attempts. I'll give you 2 attempts rather than 1. The purpose of the quizzes come from the book. The purpose of the quizzes is for your own background. Because people tell me I'm giving you 2 tries to do it. I expect everybody to do it, but it's not going to add a lot to your grade. Because why? Because it's open book, you can find the answers, and I want you to find the answers. All I want you to do is, I know you can read. If you come back in 2 weeks, I know you can read. Okay? So that part is for a lot of the chapters. I'm not going to spend just going over, some other classes may be going over PowerPoint by PowerPoint and spoon feeding you. To me, that sounds boring. What I'd rather do is focus in on areas which I think are either difficult or interesting or changing. And your responsibility is to come up with things that you don't understand. If you don't understand something in the quizzes of the book, your responsibility is first to reach out to find the answers, and then reach out to your group members and see if they had the same problems. Maybe there's a problem with the quiz or something. And then do the quizzes. So I'm going to make it 2 attempts, and we're going to be working together. So test availability. Let me see here. And I'm going to submit. And you should give me feedback to see whether you see it. Because I have the instructor view, you have the student view. And do you see it? Since we have 2 weeks, and I don't know in terms of the time, I'm going to make TG1 available to you, since we kind of have those 2 weeks. So I'm going to go to TG1. And where do I go? Edit test options. And then, where do I say I'm going to open the test, and where do I have to change? Yes, to make it available to students. I'll give you 2 attempts again. The last graded attempt will count. So hopefully the second time around you'll do better than the first, right? So what is this after submission? What is this? Okay? And this should work, and then I'm going to submit. And you tell me if you see it. Yeah? So, the assignment right now is to form your groups, and everybody to at least get their folders done. And then it's what? Brian, 1? What's the assignment then to do for 2 weeks from now?
Pick a screencasting software and write a review on it.
And do what else? And upload what? Your review of it, with your audio, okay? With audio in it. What else? What other homework? Maybe your team member can help you. What else?
Oh, we have to, sign up for the, oh wait.
Sign up for New York Times and Wall Street Journal and find some articles. What else?
Do the quiz.
And the quizzes, which quizzes? Quiz 1 and TG1. All right, so let me just see now before we fold it, let me make sure before anybody leaves, let me make sure that everybody has, let's do this. Let me go to Blackboard to make sure that we got, and everybody have the folders that we need at least for the first ones. You should have the folders underneath too. So if I go to BTE, KX, whatever it is more comfortable for you. I don't care. I usually like to do something that is cheaper. I have group 1, Yasmin, Jack, and Nikki. That's all I have here. Where's the rest of the group? You got it?
Yeah,
Before anybody leaves, then anyone not in the group?
The other Blackboard team.
You're not? So we got here 3.
You know, the one that we did.
So go over there 3. You may want to go over and switch. You in a group?
Oh, yeah, we only have 2.
Does anyone need a third?
Who needs a third? Yeah, okay. So you got it? Did you go on the
Okay, so don't tell them like that. You can come up here.
To make this a group chat.
So where are you from? So put in group 1. So you didn't put your folder.
What?
Remember the numbers like this?
Don't run out.
Oh, yeah, I know. But
You have to, before you run out, you see that you have all your groups in.
Wait, where do we put it? Assignments?
Under course documents.
Course documents?
Yeah, hold on. Group 2?
Yes.
Sydney?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
know how
this?
to do
Where's
it?
Sydney?
Build
Yeah.
So look at this. Does yours look like everyone
I'm
else?
editing it.
So
What do you want to be? Group? Let's just be group 7.
4? You need a group? Well, we have 4. He needs a group. So let's do.
So put all of our
in this
names in
case.
it?
Who else? You
Name,
need one
phone,
more?
email.
Here, you got one more right there. What? And then you need one. So go over.
I have an answer, so I don't know.
And put the folders too underneath it.
Yeah, because we don't have class next week. They're on
That's where Mobileye, the professors from Mobileye are. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. I know what you're doing.
And my brother-in-law was the.
Put our names.
chief architect.
That is a full name. Oh, it's first. What's your last name?
You're the first person that actually does it.
And the collaboration has to be with the
In your apartment, right?
Yeah, and then you need to do the assignment. You know, this, the regular one, it's gonna be the
We
And the screencasting club, it should be,
Oh, wait, I didn't make those.
no,
Sorry.
collaboration has to be together. Yeah, with your name of each person that's doing it, so you wanna get credit. So if you did one, you wanna get credit for yours, everybody needs to get credit for their screencast.
Are you guys excited to, like, chat later at some point?
You'll each do, you can decide how you're gonna do it, but you wanna get 3 different ones. Well, you start off with one, the same time, and use another one of a collaboration to compare. Why not? Right? You know what? Make a Right. So if you had time to video, you done it on video?
Yeah, I'll make it.
Early, and then you can help make this class fun too. Same thing on this one.
You'll have to.
On the second one.
Oh, yes, Rob? I don't know.
Yeah, I do.